Hi everyone, I'm Claire.
And I'm John.
And today we're looking at Unit 16, Unlucky Strike. And I've actually heard about this one. Some of my students were even affected by this particular strike. You may have heard of it too, if you were paying attention to the Korean news. It did affect quite a lot of industries for about a 2-week period. Do you know anyone who has worked as a truck driver? Perhaps you've met a truck driver.
Yes, I actually have met a few. Truck driving in America is, of course, kind of big because there's a lot of space to cover. And the freight system is very reliant on, of course, trains. But the most active connections in America are roads. And so the freight is definitely pretty big for the roads. And yeah, I've met them, and it's a difficult job. It's a very difficult job. It's really hard to have a family with that too.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, so many hours away from home. America is so big.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically you're driving, I mean, it depends on your schedule. Each person is different, but you know, you're driving 12 hours and 12 hours and 12 hours. And you might have a partner that switches, so you're driving 24 hours a day. Well, the truck is driving. 2 weeks at a time, you know, or it could be 4 days, whatever, but still, a lot of time away, very stressful.
I think I never realized that truck driving was such an essential service until recently, until we've had sort of breakdown problems in the supply chain, and I can see why they need to get their way. Yeah, it definitely brought everything to a standstill here, and we kind of saw it a little bit in the prices and a little bit in the, well, national spirit as well. What reasons do you think employees usually go on strike? I think it's usually pay reasons, or perhaps working conditions.
Oh, yeah.
The big ones that I can think of were pay and working conditions.
There has to be some sort of like pretty unfair, you know, happening that's going on in the company. Maybe the working conditions are very bad or the pay is bad, but something is unfair.
Yeah.
Were you here when the one person, and I don't know the whole story, so you guys can look it up, decided to basically live on the top of a pole in Gangnam Street? Yep.
I must have missed that.
For a whole year, I think.
A year on a pole?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Everything was lifted and brought down via a little bucket.
I see.
And hopefully 2 little buckets, thinking of what's being brought down. And yeah, he did that, and I heard that he got what he wanted. So
I see.
congratulations. Being tenacious pays off sometimes.
Yes, wow, that's quite impressive. Let's take a look at some more details about this strike in particular by reading the article.
Unit 16, Unlucky Strike. Labor unions representing truckers in Korea went on strike in June. They are adamant that a temporary program guaranteeing minimum hourly pay for drivers needs to be extended, and they also want support to help drivers cope with rising fuel prices. But opponents insist that companies are suffering from severe increases in costs and cannot afford to give the drivers all that they want. The strike almost completely shut down certain industries and created a backlog of freight at the country's main ports.